Welcome to your daily focus for March the 17th, 2020. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. NHL. A story that happened to me, and I promised my son that I would wear the jersey. My son's been asking for like 10 years now to go to a Toronto Maple Leafs game. And it's quite costly to get good seats at a Toronto Maple Leafs game. So for 10 years, I've been listening to this. And so I was gifted 2 tickets for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And my son was over the moon excited. So it was on March the 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. So we all get to be Irish for the day. I know I'll be having my pint of Guinness. So, anyways, it was on St. Patrick's Day, and I didn't know it, but the Toronto Maple Leafs used to be called St. Pat. So, for the game, we got St. Pat's jerseys, which is a lot of money to be putting out, but we really wanted to get into it. It was going to be a really special day, and the tickets were a gift, so So when we went Dutch on the jerseys, I didn't buy for them, so that wasn't going to be a happening thing. But and they canceled because of the COVID-19. All hockey games have been canceled, so we're not going to the game, which was on St. Patrick's Day. And so we thought, it was a really cool day to actually get the tickets for. Like, it was at least we could make it into a real special event. So we will still be wearing our jerseys. So my son is in mourning because he was over the moon excited about going to this game. So, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun. So, but we've decided to celebrate it anyways in a different way. Now, let's get to the daily reading, shall we? March 17th. So 17 is, well, it's making the impossible possible. It's seeing how it can be done. You see your truth, or you see your independent truth. Right? 1 + 7. And that's your 8. So standing in your strength, and it's definitely an energy where we have to do something in order to actually give the energy around us room for it to help us move forward in some way, in something that we're trying to do, become, step into. So today we see where we can go forward. We see what maybe is holding us back. We see about maybe a block that we have to remove. Now, if we add up the numerology for the day, it ends up being a 15. So that is the Devil card, right? So it is about, there's something waiting for us, brand new and special, but many times because we are tied or anchored to something negative, or something that burdens us or weighs us down or fills us with anxiety or a fear, it doesn't allow us to actually see where that new growth is possible. And so we have to really look inwardly and in our environments and understand what is really holding us back from doing what we truly want to do going forward. What is the common denominator of all the situations, or all the events, or all the words, or all the actions? And what do you need to do or address or review in your routines, in your behaviors, in your lifestyle, in your environments? And there has been a lot of energy about that over the last, since the full moon, of really looking inwardly and seeing where we have blocked ourselves, or we've allowed somebody to put a block in our way. We've allowed them to busy us with their agenda rather than our own. pulling the focus away. So, and not always intentionally, most times not intentionally. And that adds up. A 1 plus 5 is a 6, which is, the universal number of love. So it is about relationships. So where do you stand in your own independence and your own truth, even when you are in relationships? I was talking with my son because we are like 24 hours apart for a drive, but he told me I should drive up in April and visit him. So maybe I'll do that. But we were talking about, how it was where he was and how it was where I was and what was happening with the COVID-19. And the thing that we brought up, and I said, I have to write it down. And it was, we are completely disconnecting from each other. I didn't want to forget that. Like, we are afraid to stand too close to somebody. We're afraid to, we're seeing people we know, but we're not having that conversation. We're kind of waving from a distance. And so we have to be very conscious of that and very aware of that, because we want to stay connected with each other. We don't want this complete disconnect that's happening from each and every one of us. And we have to find a new way of connecting with each other's energy. If it's not standing there, then how do we bond? How do we connect? How do we flow together? And it's if you take a look around at your environments, if you're allowed to go out in your environments right now, you'll notice the separation that is subconsciously happening with people. So it is about love. It is about relationships, and we need to see where we are making distance, where we don't necessarily need to make that distance. And it is full moon, so we could see where we need to put that distance in, perhaps. Moon is, well, the sun is in Pisces, the moon is in Capricorn all day. So it's kind of, make a list kind of day. Get things done, plan, organize. See what the cards have to say for today. Judgment. Strong energy. Judgment comes out first and foremost. Judgment is a card that says, you know what? If you have been working towards a goal, a dream, or desire, you're going to be able to recognize the advancement, or somebody will recognize you and advance you in some way, promote you in some way, sing your praises in some way, reward you in some way. It could be God, your angels, your spirit guides. It could be your boss. It could be somebody in the community, in the family. But this is usually a card that denotes that the work that you've done in order to get to now, even if you didn't think that you had made much progress, you will see the progress, or you will be rewarded, or be called out and be put into the light. You're ready to take the next step. And if you feel like you have been procrastinating or pulling back a little bit from where your focus is needed to be, then this is a wake-up call to say, okay, time to make the plan. Devise the strategy of what I'm going to do. The moon in Capricorn is wonderful for that for us. So it will allow us to make that, that bullet point. I got to do this and this and this and this, and then I will be successful at my goal, my dream, my desire. The Five of Wands. This is about getting together with groups of people, brainstorming. Kind of like a fun competition. Everybody bringing their best to the table and kind of showing off who they are and how it all goes together. If you're going for a job interview or something today and this card comes in a personal reading, you know that you're going to be successful. That you will be able to shine among your peers by bringing your talents, abilities to the table, showcasing them. So don't hold back. So maybe this card is asking us a little bit not to hold back, where We didn't really want to reveal our talent or our ability or a part of our personality, and standing in our truth. Oh, look at this, the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, when is the last time we've seen the Ten of Pentacles? This is a breath of fresh air coming in, because this is the S card. Now remember that the numerology of the day, the 17, is all about making the impossible possible. And here we have the Ten of Pentacles. Now in the tarot deck, this is the yes card. It's going to happen. What you are hoping for, wishing for, working towards. That you will be successful. You can be successful. You can take it to the moon and back. You can step into it and find the joy and the happiness, the love, the romance perhaps. And so I like pointing out with this deck, I love the way they display the pentacles, because it's hard to see all 10. You really have to concentrate. You have to focus. And you will see it. So this card is all about the more you give it focus, the more you give it attention, the more you give it love and compassion, the more you allow magic to come into it, the more possible it becomes every moment of every day. So that really cements in with the numerology of today, of making the impossible possible by believing in ourselves, connecting with somebody else, working towards our goals and dreams, and allowing our magic to shine, our inner child, our inner expression, our inner creativity, uniqueness, to allow us to move into the path we want. We'll get a well-being card here. No one else needs to know this. So it's not a day to go out there and tell the world what you want to do, where you want to go, who you want to become, how you want to transform your life, how you want to manifest this in your life. It's not a day to stand on the mountaintop and yell it and shout it to the world. It's a day to take action. It's a day to put the focus on you, your goal, your dream, your desire. It's a day to do rather than to dream about doing. And it doesn't, and you don't have to share it, and you don't have to defend yourself or your dream or your goal. You don't have to get somebody's permission to step into your dream or your goal. You don't have to get a nod of approval from somebody else. It's your dream, it's your goal. So it's important. And that's all there is to it. And for many reasons, when we express to another of what we want to do or who we want to become, we'll get those nice little pats on the back saying, oh, you really want to think about that. There more people fail at that, and people have tried that, and it just doesn't work. And why would you want to put yourself through all that extra work? And where are you going to find the time? I don't even think it suits you. And so they start to say things like that to us, and we start to use their opinion as our truth, when in fact it was just an opinion. So the more we go out and seek today for the opinion, I think the more that we can actually deflate our dream, our goal, our desire, or perhaps allow it to evaporate altogether. So look inside. Tap into your truth, your wisdom. It is not necessary for even one other person to understand the laws of the universe, for you are the attractor of your experience, just you. So, remember that you are the attractor. You, nobody else. And nobody else can bring it in for you either. It's up to you to do the work. It's up to you to do the action. So it's very much about that independent empowerment. I'm bringing that to the forefront today. We'll get an animal card. Eye on the prize. The vultures. Eye on the prize. It's very much about our focus. Where do we want to go? What do we want to do? I know we're in full moon energy, but sometimes by looking at where we want to go and what we want to create and what we want to manifest in our lives, we can then backtrack to what is holding us back, what is making us procrastinate perhaps, what is allowing fear or anxiety to enter into the picture. Where is it that I fail to take a risk on myself, and why do I not take that risk? Release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping your eye on the prize takes practice, and it's all about getting rid of misconceptions about yourself, giving up emotional baggage, and putting a new belief system into place. Vulture tells you that you have waited long enough to gain the life you want. You have spent wasted time looking at what everyone else has and spent too much time wishing instead of doing. It's now time for you to create short-term goals along with long-term goals. Make yourself accountable by writing your goals down. It helps to keep a vision of what you want in clear sight. Pick up projects from the past and make an effort to finish them. Completion helps open doors for the new projects instead of cluttering the path. These projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, sparkling up your resume, and sending it out. Spend some time reflecting on the past years to bring about conclusions. Think of it as the time the farmers harvest their crops and prepare the land for next season. You too have to prepare your mind, your body, and soul for the same. Visualize what you want to have happen, and then keep your eye on the prize. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.